Hello and welcome back. Thank you for joining me. I'm Douglas and this is the Highland Hikers. So you're joining me today on a fairly dreich morning in the central Scottish Highlands. Here today to do the 3 Munros just south of Loch Laggan. It was quite a long route actually, so it's 26 kilometres, 1,275 metres of ascent, and suggestion is it should take about 8 to 10 hours. I don't think it's the most challenging of walks in terms of the terrain, but they are quite remote, they're quite far from the road, which is why it's such a long circuit. The 3 Munros we've got are Bealach, Geal Chàrn and Creag Pitridh. So hopefully the weather will clear as the day goes on. I think the forecast does have it improving in the afternoon, but I suspect what will happen is we'll get all 3 summits, they'll be in the cloud, and then as we're on our descent it will start to clear up as is typically the way. But yeah, I'm going to get on with the walk. I'm going to catch up with Craig, who's a bit further up the road, and yeah, hopefully we'll have a good one and we'll report back as the walk continues. Well, that's me about 5 kilometres into the walk now. It's been really easy going so far on a really well-made track. I think this will stop at some point, but still got a bit more of it to go. But we've just reached the stunning Lochan and h-Earba behind me and these lovely sandy beaches. I can imagine if this was a nice summer's day and the sun was out, you could just sort of chill out on the beach, and you know, maybe at the end of the walk when you come back around this way you could refresh your feet and legs in the Lochan itself. Maybe not quite the weather for it today, but yeah, I think in as I say, sunnier, warmer days that could be really lovely. And even if you didn't want to do the Munros, it is quite a nice easy walk, as I say, about 5 kilometres out to this point, so you could just come and, you know, sit and have a picnic by the beach. But yeah, we're just about to start the main ascent of the walk now, so gonna get on and head up these hills. The clouds are coming and going. They were cloud free maybe half an hour ago, but now it's back again, so we'll see what happens when I get up there, if I get a view or not. As you're heading up the main track, you will leave it and branch off right to head to the first Munro, so just be careful to watch out for it. There is a small cairn just down there marking where you leave the main track. I was very close to walking past it there, but I just happened to notice it. So yeah, we're going to head that way to head up to the first Munro, which I believe is Bealach. Well, that's me reached the summit of the first Munro of the day, Beinn at a height of 1,087 metres, which makes it the tallest of the 3 in the circuit today. As predicted, in the cloud, unfortunately. As we were approaching the summit, it did seem like the sun might be about to come out, but sadly it did not. So yeah, nothing much to see up here. Got a summit cairn, wee shelter next to it if you want to get out of the wind. According to the route description, Creag Pitridh, the 3rd Munro of the day, looks particularly far away from here because it is. But we can't see that just now, so for all we know it could be around the corner. But I think, you know, still got quite a bit to go. We're only 10 kilometres into the walk so far. But at least the rain has stayed off. It's been dry, so that's been good, so hopefully that continues. Hopefully the cloud does not continue. Maybe we'll get to see some scenery as we go around. But yeah, let's continue on and find out. Well, we've just descended from Beinn and we're now down at the Bealach between it and the second Munro of Geal Chàrn. You could, if you wanted to, head back to the car park from this point. The path does fork here, so we're going to head in that direction to head up Geal Chàrn, but you could easily head back down that way, which will take you back down, as I say, to the car park. The descent to this point was relatively straightforward, although there was a steep section just before we came back onto this path that did require a wee bit of scrambling, but nothing too adventurous. Although saying that, Creag did manage to take a wee slip on some wet grass at one point and went for a bath, as he put it. I don't think he's too bad, but I think he'll manage. So we're going to have a wee sandwich stop now before we begin our ascent up Geal Chàrn. You might be able to see behind me, we've got an ominous wall of cloud rolling in behind us. So yeah, might end up with no views at the top of Geal Chàrn again, but I guess we shall see what happens. But yeah, this is going to envelop us soon, I think. Well, just a quick vlog up here. I think that's the summit of Geal Chàrn, just over my shoulder there, height of 1,049 metres. But the weather has definitely closed in now. Got some pretty heavy rain there, so full waterproofs on. Although it might have just gone off a wee bit there, so you know, maybe we'll get lucky on the third summit, Creag Pitridh. Might get to see something from there. Who knows? But that was relatively straightforward from the Bealach up to here. Nothing difficult on that ascent to worry about. So yeah, we're going to head back down along to Creag Pitridh to grab the third one. Well, we're just about to begin the ascent of the final Munro now, Creag Pitridh, and there's not much ascent on this one. It's maybe only about 150 metres from the Bealach up to that. And as you can see behind me, there's some blue skies starting to appear. The summit behind us, still a wee bit in cloud, but by the time we get up there, who knows? Who knows? It could actually be a summit with a view. Third time lucky. Let's see what happens when we get up there. Well, there we have it. The third and final Munro of the day, Creag Pitridh at 924 metres. Definitely the smallest of the three, and that was a pretty easy ascent coming up to that one. Certainly in comparison to the other two that are much taller. But yep, we were not lucky. It's in the cloud, as you can see. Pea soup. Can't really see anything. There was a brief break when we got a quick summit photo, but then it came back in again. But you know, 3 for 3, what are we going to do? Sometimes you get days like this. So I think it's now time to start descending and head back down to the car. Well, that's us completed the sort of main circuit, as it were. We're now back onto the track that we ascended up in the first place. So it should be relatively easy going from here back to the car. And of course, as you can see, there's some nice blue clouds. Blue clouds? Blue sky. No clouds, some clouds out behind us now. Which means that the summit's probably cloud free and we could have got a view, but you know, sod's law, that's the way it goes. So yeah, it should be a relatively straightforward walk back to the car now. Might catch you up again as we get a wee bit closer, because I think it's still like maybe 6 or 7 kilometres from this point. Well, as you can see behind me, we're now back at the lovely Loch Laggan Munros. So we're about 5 kilometers away from the car just now, but I figured this was a really nice location to close out the video on. It's been a nice walk, I have to say, even though it's been a really long one in terms of distance. It's not been that difficult terrain. There was a few wee bits. The sort of descent off Beinn was about probably the most difficult bit. Aside from that, it's been really nice. It was a shame that we didn't get any cloud-free summits, and typically, if I look in the other direction, we can see Beinn behind us now, completely cloud-free. So I'd imagine there'll be some quite stunning views up there and along the rest of the ridge that runs along to the other hills. But such is life. We didn't get it today, but I would definitely recommend this walk if you're looking for something a bit longer. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed that. If you did, please give it a wee thumbs up. Maybe subscribe to the channel. Thank you for joining me. We will see you in the next video. Goodbye.